Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about oboe and English horn. You guys, I'm going to admit I struggled with this workout just a little bit because I need to know some more about you guys. However, what we're going to do today, I have talked to several oboists and I'm basing this off of their feedback. So if you have some feedback that you'd like to give me, I would love to redo this workout, not redo it, but update it and progress it so we can have another one. So what I'm going to be doing today, what we've been talking about is the posture that you guys have to adopt, and we're not going to be talking so much about reed making because that's a completely different animal. But it does affect how you play because of how you're using these muscles, right? So what I'm being told, how you guys play, it's everything's in the front, right? And then we've got the weight on one thumb. That makes things a little tough, right? So what we're going to start with, we're not going to use a lacrosse ball or anything today. What we're doing is all very little equipment. Next workout we'll probably have more equipment. This one, very little equipment to no equipment. So the first thing we're going to do, we always go release, so to speak, release, stretch, mobilize, activate, core, strength/integrate. That's kind of the mode that we are using for this. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how when y'all play, we tend to look down a little bit, right? The head has, you can be looking straight ahead, but we have to be this way, right? So these muscles right here, your SCM, they go from here to here, okay? We've got other neck muscles, but they're not so easy to get to on your own. So these are the ones we're going to focus on because they're a little easier, right? So what I want you to do, you turn your head to the side. This is going to be a little weird, but it's cool. So if you find your SCM, it goes right from this point of your collarbone. It's the one that sticks out here, sternocleidomastoid. You're going to follow it up, gently pinch the sides until you find something tender, okay? Make sure you're not leaning forward like I am. And if you don't find anything, that's okay. Look straight ahead. We're going to try the other side. If you do find something, please hold that. So like right here, I got, you might feel a little referred pain up into your sinuses or your nose or up here. That's quite all right. So I want you to hold that spot. Oh, that's nice, right? This muscle turns your head from side to side. It can also cause a lot of headaches. It's going to be a culprit there. So you're going to hold that. And it may or may not calm down for a while, especially if this is kind of a chronic thing. So you're going to hold it. And when it's calmed down or you get to the end of 30 seconds to a minute, if it hasn't calmed down at the end of a minute, you need to stop. But 30 seconds is generally where we're going with that. So at the end of 30 seconds, we're going to stop. We're going to move on to our next thing. Some other things, we've got some other neck muscles like I would love to address, but I think they're better addressed with the massage therapist, so we're not going to deal with those ourselves. So the next thing we're going to do, before we get to forearms, I do want to talk about your scalenes. You have three little muscles right here in your neck, anterior, medial, and posterior scalene. They help elevate the rib cage, so when you breathe, they help you breathe. But a lot of times in musicians, myself included, they tend to be overactive. And so instead of being a secondary muscle to become a primary muscle, we don't need that. And when you're playing, it is left and right, right? Okay, so when you're playing and you're looking down somewhat, you can tend to come forward, okay? So if you have some muscles in here that are probably going to be tighter, I just don't want to address those. And if you get the chance to have a massage, that's where you want to go. However, from here, we're going to go straight into a forearm stretch. We're going to need to mash on your forearms. Why? Because when you do reeds and when you play, what happens? These get tight, especially these up in here, right? So if these muscles are tight, we have to get them to calm down so we can stretch them so your wrists are going to be happy and your hands are going to be happy and everything else is going to be happy. Right hand holds the weight. Yes. So I thought, thank you. So if you don't have an arm aid, and I'll show you what that looks like. If you don't have an arm aid, that's fine. What I want you to do is you're going to bring your hands around, like you're playing a flute. You're going to look for some tender points in here. I got something right there, but that's me, okay? More than likely, you're going to find things in this meaty muscle right in this area, okay? You're going to reach around, oh, you find something like right there? That goes down to my middle finger, okay? If you find something, Don't press crazy hard. If you have a lacrosse ball, you can put it up against the wall. It's just really difficult to get by yourself, but it is possible. So what I want you to do is you're gonna find those muscles, find the most tender point. And when you find that, I want you to press right in the middle of it, relax your hand. And you're not gonna hold it up by your face like I'm doing, so you can see. So I want you to press, and when you find that most tender spot, like right there, exhale. You might feel some referred pain, that's fine. Then you're gonna take your fingers, touch them together like this, and you're gonna come that way. So you're gonna end up stretching. So these muscles, you're gonna press right in the middle of that and stretch, okay? You can do this on both sides. Now, if you have an arm aid, that's a better way to use it. But if you don't, that's fine, that's how you do it. So now we're gonna go work on your forearms. These things that we just mashed on, we're gonna go stretch them out. So the first thing we need to do, you gotta stretch out your forearms, right? We just relax those, let's go stretch them out. And if you've seen it in my other videos, you've probably seen this before, that's okay. So what I want you to do, you're gonna put your hands up against a wall or on the floor, whatever's most comfortable for you. The important thing is you want your hand directly underneath your shoulder, okay? Your elbows should be locked. Well, not locked, but straight, okay? So we're gonna come down just like this, okay? If your hands don't go all the way down, that's fine. Don't force it, please don't force it. So you're gonna put your fingertips together just like this. Touch your fingertips together, and then try to lift your knuckles off the floor. It should not be possible. If it's possible, you might be leaning forward. We want you back this way, okay? And you're gonna hold 10 to 20 seconds, okay? And then you're gonna come out of that nice and easy. After that, we wanna mobilize. So what I want you to do is bring your fingers together. We're gonna do some wrist rolls. Left and right, okay? Then we're gonna do the opposite side. If this doesn't feel tight, don't do it. Fingers go splayed way wide. And you're gonna come straight down. Point your fingers back towards your body, just like this. Try to lift your fingertips off the floor. It should not be possible. If it is, you're probably leaning this way, and that's not what we want, okay? So fingertips are wide, lift up off the ground. After 10 to 20 seconds, just like this, same thing, okay? And think about how you guys make reads and all this business you have to do. Take your fingers and go back wide again, and release. We're gonna do this 5 times. 3, 4, 5. And then you can roll them again. That should feel really nice, okay? So the next thing we're gonna do, if your instrument is being held by your right side, we've got to stretch out that right side. Think about all the weight that's on the right arm when you play. This area, right? So we're going to stretch your biceps and your shoulder. How are you going to do that? Thumb goes right here. We're going to go thumb side to the wall. Okay? Going to extend it behind you. Just like that. Twist away. I'm going to give you a better shot. What you're going to do, you go thumb to the wall, put it behind you, and then twist. So you're not coming forward, you're twisting away. So that this is right behind me. You should feel a really nice, as you twist, you should feel a really nice stretch in this whole area. I want you to count to 30. Oh, it feels so nice. So one thing we didn't talk about while you're holding this, one thing we didn't talk about is your bicep. Your biceps tend to get really tight, right? So if you take your thumb and you kind of right there, feel it in my thumb. This is very difficult to get to except with your fingers. So if you put your thumb at the base of your biceps and mash until you feel a tender point, like right there, come off of it, mark the spot, come off of it, hold that tender point slightly. You're not going to slightly release, but you want to come down nice and slow, okay? That should also help. And then we're going to follow it up with this. All right, last thing we're going to do is for your chest. Right, so arm goes 90 degrees in the wall, okay? You want to squeeze your shoulder blade back and down and then twist away. You should feel a stretch right through here. If you don't feel much of anything, come up a little higher. That'll get pec minor, but you should feel something right here in pec major. Think about how we're holding. These muscles here have to hold, and then now we have to strengthen the back muscles because they don't get enough love, right? Squeeze and twist. All right. Okay, 30 seconds with that as well. All right, so after this, we have two little activation exercises we're gonna do. One is called prone cobras, the other is called scarecrow. Prone cobras, here's the first version of that. Prone is just, depending on the area you're in, because sometimes you don't want to put your face on the floor. So what you're going to do is you're going to stand with your feet about hip width apart, roll your shoulders back, palms externally rotated. You come back, squeeze. Oh, should feel so nice. You're going to stretch here and then activation here. You're not locking your knees, right? Okay, so the point is, we're going to roll back, squeeze. Feel like you're trying to squeeze the bottom of your shoulder blades together. Squeeze and hold, and come back nice and slow. Try to keep squeezing as you relax. I know that doesn't sound right, but you want to keep squeezing just a little bit as you let your arms come forward. So, squeeze, hold for 2, relax. Now, to make this a little more effective, I want you to pull your belly button in and squeeze your butt, okay? Make sure your knees are soft, and then you're going to roll, squeeze. Relax. 2 more. You're going to roll back, and squeeze. So these are called prone cobras. These are called cobras. Prone is where you're on the floor. Looks like this. So if you have the option, say you have a mat that you can use, this is a good option for that. So what you're going to do is going to be right on the floor, looking face down, and you're going to come up exactly the same thing. Now, you're not lifting your feet and your knees. We're not trying to get your low back. We're trying to squeeze those shoulder blades back, right? Squeeze back and down and relax, okay? So the important thing about that, why is that a good move? Why is that a progression? It's a progression because you're going against gravity. This fan is not giving you good hair day today, sorry. All right, so now that we've done that, the last couple things we need to do, we're going to do something called a scarecrow. So if prone cobras and regular cobras are just not doing it for you, scarecrow is what this looks like. Because I know a lot of these have really weird names, but the deal is, you've seen a scarecrow, they look like this, right? We're going to do a prone version of that, meaning we're going to like bend forward, okay? So what I want you to do is you're going to roll your shoulders back, keep your belly button pulled in, let your body hinge from the hips. Your knees should still be soft. Squeeze those shoulders down, hinge, come straight up and back down, okay? And I'm squeezing in between my shoulder blades the entire time. So from the front, it looks like this. See, like if I stood up, I'd look like a scarecrow. I know it's ridiculous, but roll your shoulders back, squeeze straight up, and back down. Now when I say roll your shoulders back, I just mean keep them away from your ears. Think about squeezing back here. So you don't want to squeeze here, and you don't want to squeeze here, right here, right? So come up and back down. What I see a lot when people try to do this is they tend to go this way, right? You want to go straight out. See the difference between here and here? So out, straight out, and back down. You're going to do 12 or 15 of these. If you're really weak, you might only be able to do 5. I've seen somebody with really tight forearms. He was able to do only a couple when he started. That's totally fine. Here's your tempo. We're going to go up, hold for 2, down, 2, 3, 4. Up for 1, hold for 2, down. I know it's kind of a long time, but this is corrective stuff. This is activation. This is stretching this. Strengthening this. Relax all the way down. When you're coming down, you are actively squeezing those shoulder blades in the back. Oh my gosh, this feels so good, doesn't it? Here's what I don't want to see while we're continuing this. This is bad. So roll those shoulders back. You can't hunch and roll your shoulders back at the same time, right? And if your belly button's in, you're golden, right? Okay, so last thing we have is a face pull, okay? So I was going to throw in some core work today. I think I'm going to save it for the next workout. You guys have incredibly strong cores because of what you do. So today, we're going to add in we're going to do something called a face pull. You do need some equipment for this, all right? So if you have, I have a TRX here or a suspension trainer of some sort. Here is the difference. You don't have to have one of these. You can also just have a band like this. Shut it in the door. That'll work as well. Okay, if you don't have one exactly like that, I got this one perform better. It'll be fine. You can do this when you get back to the gym. A lot of places are doing this, are opening up now, so we have that option. Ideally, we would be doing this on a cable machine, but since we don't have that, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the motion, I'm going to show you how you can adapt it for what you have. Okay? Just like this. There. All right, so instead of a row where you go this way, what we're going to do is you're going to come out this way. Notice I'm not arching, and I don't look like a banana either, right? So squeeze your butt, come up and out, just like that. Now, to make this more effective, I want you to squeeze your butt and you're on your heels. You're balanced on your heels. You're going back and forth, okay? So up and out. Notice my shoulders are staying low. Butt is squeezed. Belly button is engaged, okay? To make this work with what you have, it's a little bit more difficult. It can be done. If you have any kind of tubing, maybe something like that, we just have to change the angle. Think of the angle. You are pulling the band towards your face. You're going from high to low, out this way. So not this way, but out like this. So it's a little bit more difficult, but we can make it happen. So, love to hear your thoughts. And hey guys, so thank you for joining me, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Please give me some feedback. I'm going to be doing this one again for you guys because there's so many options. But I appreciate you joining me today. Bye.